Today we'll consider a slate of Fintech, housing, and national security legislation. Before we dive in, I'd like to explain how we ended up with only 5 bills. As we all are aware, 12 pieces of legislation were originally noticed for this markup. Due to the circumstances out of our control, the floor schedule was changed to make today the last day of legislative business this week. Interesting because, we just got here today. So, such as it is. This significantly reduced the time we have for today's markup, and I want to be cognizant of members' schedules that after we vote on the House floor, they will likely depart for more charitable climates, mainly their districts. I remind my colleagues on both sides of the aisle that neither I nor the ranking member controls the floor schedule, though if we did, things would be much better. My plan is to have the committee vote about an hour before floor votes are called. We can vote, what we can vote on depends entirely on the speed and efficiency of our debate. I know we all have priorities we'd like to see this committee move. I, of course, am no exception. It's unfortunate that the schedule forced us to truncate this markup, but an announcement on consideration of the remaining bills is forthcoming. So let's get started. Like most of our markups this Congress, several of the bills under consideration today are bipartisan. First, we'll advance a bipartisan resolution led by Congressman Flood and Nickel to overturn the SEC's Staff Accounting Bulletin 121. After Chair Gensler tried to tuck a major policy change into so-called staff guidance, the GAO ruled SAB 121 constitutes a rule. So now our committee is taking action to rescind this misguided rule and ensure Americans can custody digital assets in one of the safest ways possible, through highly regulated banks. Second, we will consider legislation out of the Housing and Insurance Subcommittee. We'll advance 2 bills, led by Congressman Lawler and Congresswoman Dela Cruz, to bring much-needed accountability and transparency to HUD. Congressman Lawler's bill would require, for the first time, the HUD Secretary to testify before this committee annually. This would bring HUD on par with most of the agency heads under our jurisdiction. Similarly, Congresswoman Dela Cruz's legislation will require HUD's Inspector General to testify every year. For an agency with more than $77 billion in budget authority and more than 9,000 employees, these basic oversight requirements should be no-brainers. Both changes will help the agency and this committee function better. They will also ensure HUD is appropriately utilizing taxpayer resources. If we're serious about prioritizing HUD and housing, both bills should be universally supported. That's my hope. Next, we'll consider a measure from Congressman Fitzgerald to hold bad actors accountable for abusing our financial system for illicit purposes. The Bipartisan Combating Money Laundering and Cybercrime Act will ensure the Secret Service has the tools to investigate any and all money laundering crimes. This includes money laundering involving digital assets or cybercrime. Finally, we'll mark up Ranking Member Waters' Wildfire Insurance Coverage Study Act. I appreciate all of our members' engagement here and the ranking member's important work on this subject matter in her home state, but also across the country is highly important. I look forward to a thoughtful debate and thoughtful solutions that we're trying to address here in the committee. I'll close by reiterating what I've said at every markup this Congress. My door is always open. If there's an issue that interests you or a problem you want to address, come talk to me. I can't guarantee a successful outcome or that we'll always agree. However, where we can, we'll look to find common ground, and I'm committed to finding solutions. I look forward to today's debate, and I yield back.